DVD collection video. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be showing you all the Doctor Who DVDs that I've got. So I'm already on shelf number 1, so let's get right into it. So this is the only classic one I've got so far. So the 5 Doctors. Sorry about this. This is one of the most difficult videos I've ever had to film. So the 5 Doctors. That was a good episode. So now moving on to Christopher Eccleston. So this is Series 1, Volume 1. So yep. Let's go back. So yep. On this one it has the episodes Rose, which was a good episode, The End of the World, that was a good episode, and The Unquiet Dead was a good episode. So let's go and put this one back. Moving on to Series 1, Volume 2. So there we go, there's the front of the case with the Dalek on it. So this one has Aliens of London, World War 3. That was a good episode. I must say, that's my favourite episode in Series 1. So yep, and Dalek, that was a good episode. So yeah, now I'm going to start rating it like really bad, bad, good, and really good. So now moving on to Series 1, Volume 3. So this one has The Long Game. That was a good episode. Father's Day, that was a good episode. The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances, that was a good episode. I like the idea of gas mask zombies. There you go. I'm sure, like, you know what I mean. The ones that keep on going, "Are you my mommy?" Yeah, those ones. So let's put this one back on the shelf. Now moving on to the finale of Series 1. We have Series 1, Volume 4. So this one has Boomtown. That was a good episode, featuring the Slovene, Bad Wolf, The Parting of Ways. I think that was a brilliant farewell story for Christopher Eccleston there. So let's go. So now we are moving on to David Tennant. So this case is Series 2, Volume 1. So this one has The Christmas Invasion. That's a really good introduction story for the 10th Doctor, also known the actor who played it was David Tennant. So, and New Earth, that was a good episode. I like the idea of a planet called New Earth with like new. I'm sure this never gets old. New York. Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, moving on to Series 2, Volume 2. It's got Sarah Jane in it and K9 right there. So this one has Tooth and Claw. That was a good episode, and it has Queen Victoria in. So if you like the Victorians and werewolves, you'll love that one. School Reunion. That was a brilliant story with Sarah Jane in it, but it wasn't her last story, and it wasn't Sarah Jane's last story. School Reunion. Deep breath. And The Girl in the Fireplace. That was a good episode with Madame de Pompadour. So yeah, I'm gonna have to Google Madame de Pompadour. So yeah, now moving on to this one with the Cybermen. So this is Series 2, Volume 3, and this one has Rise of the Cybermen, The Age of Steel. That was a brilliant return story for the Cybermen. After years of absence, they just have to come back, these guys. And The Idiot's Lantern. That was a really good episode. I actually kind of like the idea of like this alien that takes your face out of a TV. Now that was cool as well. So let's put that back. So yeah, guys, next one. This is Series 2, Volume 4 with the this is, so yeah, The Impossible Planet, The Saint and Pit. That was a good episode. It was a brilliant introduction story for the Ood. So yeah, that was nice. And Love and Monsters. That's the coolest episode I've ever seen in Series 2, apart from School Reunion. And I'm gonna have to decide which one's my favourite out of all of these from each Doctor which I've got. So yeah, the finale for this is Series 2, Volume 5, which is the finale of Series 2. So there's the case. It's got the Cybermen and Daleks in it. So yep, this one has Fear Her. That was a nice that was a good episode. And Army of Ghosts, Doomsday. That was a brilliant farewell story for Rose, but not the saddest one I've ever watched. So let's put this one back. So yeah, now moving on to David Tennant's second Christmas special, The Runaway Bride, which was a good episode. Brilliant introduction story for Donna and the Empress and the Arachnos and the Empress of the Arachnos, which was good. So now, moving on to Series 3, David Tennant's second series as the Doctor. So now, so yeah, here we go. There's the case. It's got the June in it, and so okay, this one. So this is Series 3, Volume 1, and this one has Smith and Jones, which was a brilliant introduction story for the Jadoon, and Martha, who's right there, and the Shakespeare Code. That was a really good. That is my favourite episode in Series 3, and that was a good. That was a brilliant episode with William Shakespeare. And Gridlock, The Return of New Earth, which was absolutely awesome. So yeah, let's put this one back. Now, next one. Series 3, Volume 2. So yeah, this one has Daleks in Manhattan, an evolution of the Daleks. That one was good. That one was a brilliant episode. I like the idea of the human Dalek. So yeah, the Lazarus experiment. That was a good episode. And 42. That one was bad. I'm not going to say it was really bad, but it was bad. 42 was bad. Let me know if you disagree with any of my ratings. So next one. This has got to be another cool episode. So here we go. Series 3, Volume 3. So let's go on to the episodes in this one. So Human Nature, The Family of Blood. Sorry. So that was a good episode. I like the idea of the Doctor having to become human. And Blink, that was a brilliant introduction story for the Weeping Angels. So now let's get this back on the shelf. Now, here we go. The Series 3, Volume 4, which is the finale of Series 3. So, Utopia. That was a good episode with the awesome return of the Master, played by John Sim and Derek Jacobi, because this is a Regeneration Master story. The Sound of the Drums, Last of the Time Lords. That one was a good episode too. It was lovely. Now, I don't have Voyage of the Damned, which should be slotted right here. Should go right there. So, instead of that, I haven't seen it yet. So, moving on to Series 4, Volume 1. So, yeah. So, this one has Partners in Crime. That one was So Partners in Crime. That was a good return story for Donna, which was nice. The Fires of Pompeii. That one was okay. Now, Planet of the Ood, it was a brilliant return story for the Ood. You can see him on the case. So let's put this one back. So yeah, let's bring this. So, Series 4, Volume 2, The Sontaran Stratagem, The Poison Sky. That was a brilliant return story for the Sontarans right there. The Doctor's Daughter, The Unicorn and the Wasp. Actually, The Doctor's Daughter, that one was okay. Was Martha, that was a brilliant farewell story for Martha. And The Unicorn and the Wasp, that was a brilliant episode too. So now let's put this one back. Now let's get out this one. Now, Silence in the Library, The Forest of the Dead, that one was bad. And Midnight, that one was boring. So yeah, I dropped the DVD because it was absolutely rubbish. So let's put this one back. So now, the finale of Series 4, we have Series 4, Volume 1. So, Turn Left, that one was a good episode. Stolen Earth, Journey's End, that was a brilliant return story for Mr. Davros right there. Underdog. So, it had the return of Captain Jack, the return of Rose, the return of Mickey, the return of Jackie, the return of Martha, the return of Donna, and the return of Sarah Jane. And this was a brilliant farewell story for Donna. Now, coming to the end of David Tennant's era, I have the complete special, so I hope you got a glimpse of that. So this one's going to be the hardest to show. So, yep, here we go. There's the Doctor, and there's the other Master. That's still John Sim, by the way. Let me know in the comments if you don't believe me. Actually, yeah. So, let's open this one up. So, let me try this again. So, the next Doctor, that one was a good episode. And now we're on to, whoops, hang on. Planet of the Dead, that one was okay. The Waters of Mars, that one was a really good episode. The End of Time, Part 1 and 2, that one was kind of a sad one. It was a brilliant farewell story for David Tennant. So, some people like David Tennant, including my parents do. But I feel kind of bad for Matt Smith because people loved David Tennant, and I feel like that would make people kind of hate Matt Smith for some reason. So now, shelf number 1 is completed. We are now moving on to, turn this round, shelf number 2. So here we go. This is the start of Matt Smith's era. So let's get it going. So, whoops, they all fell down. Series 5, Volume 1. So this one has, gonna have to turn this around. So I'm actually just gonna say, so the 11th Hour, that was a brilliant farewell story for that. Sorry, not a farewell story. A brilliant introduction story for Matt Smith, for the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith, and the 11th, and Amy Pond, played by Karen Gilliam, and Rory Williams, played by Martha Jowell. So I also So at the end, I'm going to give a massive shout out to somebody familiar. And BBC, if you're watching this, you might, I'm sure you'll enjoy this video. So yeah, next one, Season 5, Volume 2. This one, so this one has, let me just look. Yep, so The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, that was a brilliant return story for the Weeping Angels, and The Vampires of Venice. That one was a brilliant episode too. So yeah, let's put this one back. So yep, there we go, that goes in. And now on to my favourite bit of Series 5. So here we go. Season 5, Volume 3. So this one has Amy's Choice. That one was absolutely rubbish and boring. So, The Hungry Earth, Cold Blood, that was a brilliant return story for the Silurians, which was lovely. So now I just have to put this one back. Sorry if I'm getting in the way of the camera. So, next one. This one is, let me just look at this one. Vincent and the Doctor. Hang on. Yeah, Vincent and the Doctor. That one was an okay story. The Lodger, that was a really good episode. The Pandora Opens, The Big Bang. That was an okay episode. A brilliant and big end story for Series 5. So now I have a few box sets. So let's go and bring this up. So here we go. Here is we're on to Series 6 now. So yeah, another Matt Smith's first Christmas special was A Christmas Carol. That one was an okay episode. The Impossible Astronaut, The Day of the Moon. That was a nice episode. The Curse of the Black Spot. Now that was a really good episode. The Doctor's Wife. That was a good episode. The Rebel Flesh. The Almost People. That was good. A Good Man Goes to War. That was my favourite episode in Series 5. Or one of my favourites. So Let's Kill Hitler. That was one of my other favourites. Night Terrors. One of my other favourites. The Girl Who Waited. One of my other favourites. The God Complex. One of my other favourites. Closing Time. The best episode I've ever seen. The Wedding of River Song. Blah. That one was okay. So yeah, I'm sure that made you a little. I'm sure that was a little bit annoying. So now, whoops, oh dear, the shelf's going all wrong. So now moving on to Series 7. Okay, so this one has The Doctor, The Widow and the Wardrobe. That was a good episode. Asylum of the Daleks. That was a good episode. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. That was a good episode. A Town Called Mercy. That was a good episode. The Power of Three. My favourite episode in Series 7 Part 1. The Angels Take Manhattan was a really sad story. And also I think it was a brilliant farewell story for Amy and Rory. That was nice. The Snowman. A brilliant introduction story for Clara. That was nice. The Bells of St. So now moving on to Series 7 Part 2. The Bells of St. John. That was a good episode. I like the idea of something being in the Wi-Fi and someone tampering with it. The Rings of Agaten, a nice episode. Cold War, really good. Hyde, scary. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. That one was okay. The Crimson Horror. That was a really good episode. Nightmare in Silver. That was a really good episode. The Name of the Doctor, that was a really good episode. And I don't have the time. And guys, sadly, I don't have the Time of the Doctor, which should be slotted right here. But instead of that, we're moving straight on to... Sorry. Series 8. So yeah. This is a box set of the whole series. So this one has Deep Breath, a brilliant introduction story for the 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi, and a good introduction story for Missy, who looks a bit like Mary Poppins, in my opinion. Into the Dalek, a good episode. Robot of Sherwood, that was a good episode. With Robin Hood. Listen, that was a scary episode, but also good. Time Heist, a really good episode. The Caretaker, one of the favourites in series is 8. Kill the Moon, a good episode. Mummy on the Orient Express, that one was a little bit boring, but still okay. Flatline, another one of my favourites. In the Forest of the Night, that one was okay. Dark Water, Death in Heaven, that was a big finished story, which was nice. So, yeah, and I don't have Last Christmas, which should go right there. So, that was my DVD collection from August 2015. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, thumbs up for Doctor Who, and also watch my amazing figure reviews, and shout out to the people who have made Doctor Who from 1963 all the way to 2015. So see you guys for another DVD collection in September. Goodbye.